All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out the Rich Celenza Show. So, I think what I'm going to call this podcast is the three C's: confidence, clarity, and consistency. I should actually put cluttered in there too because I'm a cluttered brain. But I think, if you know anything about me, actually, I'm always trying to help men master their self confidence to believe in who they are truly and do what they want to do. And I was thinking, too, like, even if you have confidence, if you don't know what the hell you're doing with it, where the hell are you going with it? So I definitely think you need some form of clarity. And I think, too, to get where you need to be, there has to be some type of consistency. There just has to be, that to get certain results. Now, does that mean you have to be obsessed with it? I don't think so. But again, if you're consistent, let's put it this way. Even if you do something not always right, just in the middle, and you're consistent, week after week, day after day, maybe even hour after hour, you're going to get some type of results, good or bad. You know what I mean? It's just the reality. I remember even me making films. I didn't know how to make films. I'm not saying the films came out great, but me being consistent, I got it done. And I knew eventually hundreds, thousands of filmmakers you just start communicating with online or everywhere, just California, New York, everywhere throughout the years. And, back to they may or may not have confidence. Clarity, a lot of them had clarity. They had scripts. They had exactly what they wanted to do. I'm not saying they had money, but then were they consistent? That's kind of where they you know what I mean? They flip-flopped. Where I was just moving forward, I was consistent. I wasn't even consistent at being good, but I was being consistent, which gave me results. Because you had somebody, like I said, I never went to film school, and you had all these different guys even that worked on making films throughout their life, writing scripts, doing all these things. And for 20 years or whatever, I don't even know how many, some of them never even made a short or never made a feature film. And again, I get you have to raise money. Maybe I had different opportunities because I had money to maybe do things that others didn't. There's no question. But even on my second film, I really didn't. I just had to make it work. And again, I knew from the first film how to be consistent because every day I knew I wasn't shooting was a day I wasn't getting something done as far as my screenplay went. And I'm not here to pitch my screenplay, believe me, or films. But what I am saying to you is, to kind of think about those three things if you truly want to get shit done. Because there's so much, and talk about cluttered, we are a lot of times just cluttered with nonsense. And I think most of the time we're cluttered with is shit in our heads. It's not the outside, it's what's inside. And if you are always letting things on the outside stop you from getting done what you want to do, that's on you. You're probably a pussy. I'm just telling you. You got to man up. If you're hypothetically in a relationship and you can't do a lot of things that you want to do, what the fuck are you in the relationship for, in my opinion? If they don't allow you to go do, then there's no trust. Or I don't want to be in a prison relationship. I talk about that in my book, Wingman, and even my program, Mastering Self-Confidence. And, the truth is you got to have some freedom to do what you want to do. I don't care if it's for 2 hours a day. Again, that's only 8% of your day. If you don't have those 2 hours to do something you want to do, it's on you. You built the prison, okay? So either you don't have the confidence to break out of it. Now, here's the thing I will say. If you're working 2 jobs, right, to survive and all that, different situation. I really believe that if you have a family and stuff like that, I'm not going to. That's a different thing, and I've been there where I've had to work 2 jobs for years, off and on. I get that. But I also still found time on my day off, or days off, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe not, whatever. There was still time to fit in certain things. I just wasn't a TV guy. I'll watch TV, but it was mainly sports, or I'd watch TV shows with my kids, and I love movies, so I usually did everything at the movie theater, so if I wasn't there, I was usually working on my own things. You got to have the clarity to say, hey, I have to get this done. I have to be clear enough to say, hey, I have to set something up throughout my day where, I have the confidence, I have the clarity to do what I want to do, and now I have to bring the consistency. And I talk a lot about that if you listen to any of my videos regarding fitness. You don't have to be the best guy in the gym. You don't have to be the fastest, the biggest, the strongest, any of that. But if you are consistent, month after month, year after year, you're probably going to get way better results than probably 99% of the people that you work out with if they're not consistent, is what I should say. If you're consistent and they're not, again, you may not look as good as them, or as strong as them or whatever. But as long as you're consistent and you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to start developing. It's inevitable. You are going to evolve. You're going to learn. You're going to change. You're going to evolve. And especially as you get older, if you're consistent, later in life, you're going to be blown away by what a lot of people, and I don't want to say deteriorate, but what they start to turn into physically compared to if you are consistent. It's just two different worlds. Again, that doesn't mean you're going to be the best. I'm not saying that you're going to be a professional athlete or any of that. If you are, God bless. But that consistency. And I would say, one thing I probably get, I can't say asked the most, but people get shocked, and I just did a podcast for someone else, and they're on their 30-something episode, but they're doing a lot of interview-style podcasts. And they'll say, Rich, how many podcast episodes do you have? And I'll be like, I don't know, over 400 or something. But again, mine are just, for the most part, not all of them, me just kind of doing a rant. But then they'll be like, holy shit, how many YouTube videos have you done? And I'll be like, I don't know, 500 or whatever. And they'll kind of be blown away. And, I look at other people, they've done thousands upon thousands or whatever, but and they'll ask me how long. I said a couple years. I am kind of a consistent guy. But then when it's over for me, it's over. Which is kind of I'm not a guy a lot of times who will just keep doing things decade after decade, unless it's fitness related. I will all of a sudden, for me, say, and it's not that I'm quitting, I'm done doing this. I may do that tomorrow. I sometimes feel like if I hit a wall, it happened with screenplays, happened with books, say creating a program, same with movies. Whatever I'm doing, I sometimes will say, you know what? It's almost like, it's kind of like the last time you held your kid, right? There's that one time you held them and then you put them down and then you never held them again. Why? I have no idea. But that was the last kind of, you may get older and goof around, but, it's time to just, sometimes I look at like putting the baby down, or putting the child down, and then they're on their own. I've done what I could do with this. It's kind of over. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think I was going to even do a podcast, and it's not quitting. Sometimes you got to know when to stop, too. The clarity, again, is, you can keep doing things, and if it's not working out, like very similar to like my second film, I called it insanity because, you keep doing the same shit over and over again, expecting different results. It's not happening. But sometimes you got to realize, though, too, like you have to have the confidence and the clarity to say this is over, right? This is it. This isn't, for one, a lot of people I don't think know how to quit because they don't know. They're afraid, but they don't know what else to move on to. But they're also afraid their identity is going to change. And I understand that. That can happen to anybody. But, back to the 3 C's. I definitely, I should maybe one day do I should incorporate that somewhere. The confidence, the clarity, and the consistency, because I think a lot of life comes down to that if you expect results. And the clutter. I just threw that in there. And the craziness. Any other C words I could throw in there? But just think about it. And, I'm all about helping people, like I said, mainly men, build up their confidence. And one of the things I talk about a lot of times, talk about clarity, is a lot of people don't even realize how do I say this? I've discussed this before, they don't have enough confidence to say they don't have confidence. That doesn't mean they don't have confidence in themselves. I'm just saying they may not have confidence in something they want to go after. So, and that's very interesting because I think a lot of people go through that. And it's kind of scary. So it's very interesting. All right. Anyways, you get a chance, check out my YouTube channel. Just my name, Rich CELENZA. If you want to know about my program, masteringselfconfidence.com, richcelenza.com. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Or you can just Google me. There's so many different things on me now. It's whack. What else? That's truly all I got for you today. So if you have any questions or comments, please hit me up. But listen, if you're when it comes to confidence, and I'm thinking about really how to word that, because a lot of people hit me up with that, and I had all these different things how I used to say it, but now I'm just saying, I'm just going to sum it up. I think truly what confidence is, I think I said this on a previous podcast not long ago, is, it's being who you want to be and doing what you want to do. I think I'm just going to nip it in the bud with that. And if you are, who you want to be and you're doing what you want to do, more power to you. I have all the respect in the world for you. But I do think there's a lot of people out there, they don't believe in themselves, and they're definitely not doing what they want to do. And, you just got to kind of look at your life sometimes and say, what do I want to do? And back to the clarity. Just get clear with it. And once you do become clear with it, become consistent with it. All right? All right. Take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.